people don't realize that the reason you get promoted a lot of the times is not based on how good you are at your job. That's not the way the world works, unfortunately. And it's problematic because, you know, you go to school and you do really well on a test, for example, and you think, my goodness, this is great. If I was, you know, my parents, my teachers loved me and were happy with me when I did well on tests. So what I'm gonna do when I start working is I'm gonna keep my head down, just like I did when I studied for tests, and work really, really hard and do a good job, and I'll get promoted. You have to ask to be promoted. You have to ask to get a raise. You'll never get anything you want in business unless you ask. It's just the way it works. You know, it's bizarre, I know. Like, a lot of people get promoted faster than us because they asked. And you don't have to be obnoxious about asking, but just when you sit down with your boss every 3 months, ask her or him for feedback. How am I doing? And they'll tell you, and then ask them, what criteria do I need to fulfill in order to make it to the next level, meaning get promoted or get a raise? And they'll tell you. And then once you do all that stuff, you grab them again for a meeting on a good day when they're, you know, off. It's slow at work, meaning never around the stock market open or closed if you work in finance. And sit down with them when they seem like they're in a good mood, kind of like asking your mom or dad for something, only when they're happy. And just say, you know, feedback, and, you know, I love being a part of this team. You know, we've done very well as a team. Now, when we met 3 months ago or however many months ago, I asked you, thank you for your feedback on what I need to do in order to get promoted or to get a raise. And you told me this, and this, and, you know, I'm very humbled to say that I've now fulfilled all these things, and I would, you know, live in this if this is true. You know, it's tough raising a family here. You know, it's expensive, and I want to provide my kids with the best possible, you know, standard of living I can. And I've fulfilled all these criteria, and I'd like to ask you, please, for a promotion or a raise, whatever it is, okay? You gotta ask. You will never get what you want unless you ask. And yeah, you're gonna get passed over. And you know what, dude? Like, sometimes you won't get promoted because you're too good at what you do. And that's the most freaking frustrating thing ever. And it's happened to me. So sometimes your boss is so insecure. They think if this person rises through the ranks, they'll take my job, right? And the boss is so delusional, and you probably know what I'm talking about. The boss is so delusional to think that, gosh, maybe they're thinking, maybe I hired my assassin. And if that happens to you, where you're so good at what you do that people see you as a threat, then I want you to harness that frustration and use it to find a better job. Take my complete job course, which has a lifetime guarantee, or start your own company. You know, it happened to me a lot. I'd be good at what I was doing, and then, you know, people will be threatened by me. They're insecure as fuck. Sorry for swearing. I just want to get that point across. Yeah, channel that frustration if somebody feels threatened by you. You know, and I never backstab anybody. I never talk behind anybody's back. People felt, you know, kind of, you know me, I kind of overdo everything, right? But anyway, and just understand that unjustified criticism is nothing more than a disguised compliment. And if you're frustrated at work because you're not getting a promotion, because your boss feels threatened by you, then the writing's on the wall. You got to start looking for a job at a competitor where you'll make more money, or better yet, start your own company, or start a side hustle. Okay, so keep working there. Take my complete business plan course and launch a company on the side, and don't tell anybody. And when it takes off and you've made a decent amount of money over the trailing 6-month basis, then quit and turn your side hustle into the real deal, so that you ultimately have control of your destiny.